If you're new to our channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Sponsored by migardener.com, with over 450 varieties of non-GMO, heirloom, organic flowers, vegetables, and herb seeds, all for 99 cents. migardener.com.
Jicama is a plant that is day length sensitive in the fall. As the days get shorter, that's when the roots produce, or the tubers that you're familiar with at the grocery store. Now, from seed to harvest, you need 5 to 9 months. In the warmer climates here in Zone 5A, we started these in late February. Hopefully we'll get a long fall as the days lengths get shorter, and we'll get some tuber development. This may be a total flop and a learning experience, or we might actually get tubers. Now, they would be smaller in size than what you would get in the grocery store, because typically 9 months in a tropical or warm climate is what these plants require to grow. So they do require a trellis, because they can get 6, 8, and sometimes 20 feet with vines on them. Everything on the plant is poisonous except for the actual tuber in which we are growing it for. The flowers, the leaves, all of that, the seeds are poisonous. Now, also, when these things develop flowers, we want to pinch the flowers off, because that will actually stimulate more energy into the tuber that is being developed in the late portions of fall, and get a larger portion. Now, if you are able to grow these potentially in a high tunnel where you have plenty of space in the northern portions of the United States, this may work more beneficial for you. So to keep that in mind. But yeah, we'll pinch the flowers off just like on the garlic scapes. You cut the scapes off to put more energy into the bulb. Same thing here. So what you want to do, if you have the opportunity, one, you want good fertile soil, good sunlight. You want to add something that has potassium in it. They like potassium on the fertilizer. Now, that's the third number on your bag. This is a 464, so there's 4% potassium in this. Some people actually say you can bury like banana peels. I would recommend sticking with a fertilizer that you know what is in it. So here's what we're going to do. I've got the holes dug here with the Jicama. I used a post hole digger. The soil is nice and loose. It's very well nutrient rich, but we're going to add a little help with this, little compost, active compost from Purple Cow. I'm going to put that in the hole, mix it up a little bit. Now, these containers we grew from seed, and some of these have 2 plants in them. Now, these had got hit, they got hardened off, and then we had a cold snap, and some of these leaves are a little disheveled, but we do have new growth developing on the actual stalk here of the Jicama, so we're okay. The plants are alive. They're just going to go through a little shock, nothing of great concern. Now, I could do 1 or 2 things here. I can, one, leave this alone, this block, loosen it up and plant it, or I could try to divide the plants and untangle the roots that we have here. I'm just going to leave it alone. I am going to do this, which kind of loosens everything up inside. You can see how that's falling apart. And I'm going to plant it. We want to plant it at the same depth in which it was in the container. And then we can mulch it. And this is where your tubers obviously will develop. So you want good soil there. And this trellis here will make some more strings, but it'll allow it to climb up. So that's 1 there. And I'll do the rest here. And then we'll talk about a little more care to it once I get these planted. So this is an experimental process for us, whether these will grow and whether we get Jicama the size of marbles, tennis balls, or larger. That is what we are experimenting with. It doesn't mean that if we fail in this, it doesn't work, but it's one of these things. It's a unique crop in which we are trying to grow. We try to grow unique crops every year. We grow yacons, we've grown acas. So Jicama is this year's new crop, and we'll just see if it works or not. We've taken all the recommendations in which we have been able to find, and we'll do our best by putting it on the high in the garden where the heat is, and the day-sensitive plants. We'll see if that really makes a difference, and we can get something in fall. So as I was planting this one, the soil busted away from the root ball, but you can see here where the development of the actual tuber will occur. There's this, it's larger than the actual root. So we're going to plant that, but I wanted to show you what the inside of the root ball actually looks like. So I'll be gentle at planting this, getting this in there, and we'll. So you saw the root there of the jicama as it's developing in the container that we got here. You can grow jicama in a container. Now, it wouldn't go no smaller than a 5-gallon bucket, but that would be also another way in which you can have more control over it, because you'll be able to, you could, based on the size of the plant and where you're growing it, inside and move it in and out, or cover it more controlled during the colder portions of the late fall to try to get that day length sensitive effect on it, so the roots will develop more. But we're getting root development already in these containers, so that is a very positive sign that we will for sure have something, whether it's very, very small or of some type of edible stature with the jicama.
For more information, please visit the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com.